He's certainly having a day of days. 14 points to 10.
Yeah, and Jared, half-time, you know, over all the years I played, both managers, or the manager would be stressing first 10 minutes of the second half, so important. And Clare 2 points up, now gone 4 up, and picked up where they started in the first half, dominating again.
Well, Cork have made one forward change. Let's see if it'll make any difference, because it's the usual service. Conor Ryan once again dominating, blocked down this time, helped out by Bogler. Slips it across inside towards Pat Donnellan, and that went off Donnellan, curses his luck. Line ball to Cork. Clare anticipating that Cork might try and take it quickly, just as Clare had been doing earlier on. And this line ball is eventually going to be hit in by Cork's centre half back Chris Joyce. Second championship season for the Napier player. So can he knock it into the square this time? All the way in, coming across to collect it is Donald O'Donovan, pursued there by Stephen Moylan, and the Douglas man tries to hook him but doesn't quite get to it. Instead it's Daniel Carney trying to slip it back here to his clubmate at Sarsfield's Conor O'Sullivan. Back out towards MacDonald. Stephen MacDonald looking once again for Carney, but look at the way Clare are simply surrounding the Cork man and the ball. Pressure the whole time. It's almost waspish defending there by Clare. You fend off one and then another one comes along to make life uneasy for you. MacDonald here and Carney getting themselves into a bother. This time it comes back to O'Sullivan once again, frees himself and then strikes it a long distance down. But again, there's strong play, and it's Conor Ryan. What a match he's playing. Terrific so far. Colm Galvin took his eye off that one. Pat Horgan fumbled, and it enabled Pat Donnellan to come forward once again and to strike, looking for another score, but this one has gone wide. Well, I think he got the feel for scores in the semi-final when he got a great point against Limerick, playing in his 22nd championship match today.
Yeah, Gerald, what a key factor you've identified there. The tackling of the Clare forwards, they're putting so much pressure on Cork, forcing them in to hit high balls out, and then they're dominating in the air in the half back line. And really, you know, the Cork team have not settled out. Here's Conor Lehane on the ball now. It's the first time he's really got any space.
Hasn't scored so far, and Lehane gets away. O'Connor's after him, but Lehane has the chance, and he strikes a brilliant goal. It's his first ever championship goal, and it comes after 40 minutes. And now Cork will feel they're in with a renewed chance. They're within a point. It's Clare 14 points, Cork 1 goal and 10, and Conor Lehane, who's a real attacking threat, fires it into the corner, and now it could change the complexion of this All-Ireland final.
Yeah, well, that's a great goal. You know, we know the ability he has. He never touched the ball, but Patrick Kelly's going to be disappointed. You can see there, tried to get the hurl up and couldn't get it across his body and into the back of the net, and that's the ability that Conor Lehane has, and that's really, you know, going to spark the game into life. And Clare won't believe how they're just a point up now at this stage, but Cork now in the mix.
It's only Cork's second championship goal of the season. Got one in the semi, of course, when Patrick Horgan got in against Dublin. That all-decisive late goal there. One between them. Line ball for Cork. William Egan's going to take it. Cuts it up well. Broken down by Harnedy, but trying to take control of it, gives it away to Galvin instead. And Colm Galvin linking up here with Conor McGrath, point scorer in the first half. Takes off to the left-hand side, pursued by Harnedy again. Once again it's McGrath, trying to get into a scoring opportunity. He ran with that one, and finally got a free. The foul was drawn from Conor O'Sullivan. Looked like he was almost going nowhere in the end. Right into a maze, it seemed. But then out came the hand, catching him, down he went, and that indiscipline gives Clare a chance to stretch the lead out once again to 2 points.
Yeah, good change of direction there by Conor McGrath, but he carried the ball a long way, and maybe a fortunate enough free. I think Clare will be glad of it now, just to settle things down again after the Cork goal.
Certainly stung by the concession of that, and Colin Ryan's accuracy here is important. He's got a 7th point, all from frees, and so it's 15 points to 110. And Cork are about to make another change, and that's Cian McCarthy coming on, and the player who's going to make way is Lorcan McLaughlin. So Cian McCarthy, who hasn't seen any action in the championship since the Munster final, disappointed Lorcan McLaughlin. from this puck out. It's down towards McCarthy, going in there on the 40, try and unsettle Pat Donnellan, and gets a first possession here, looking to try and lay it off. He's drawn a foul from Bugler, and that might be as good as a point for Cork, because Clare protested, and the ball is going to be brought forward 13 metres, which is more or less onto the 45-metre line, and very, very much within Pat Horgan's range. Already beginning to assert himself there, Cian McCarthy, wonderful in the air, very strong performer. And Horgan fires it up and puts it over.
Yeah, Cian McCarthy, I think a very forceful player. Sometimes the use of possession doesn't be great, but he won that ball well. And interestingly, now the Pat Cronin has gone to the middle of the field. I thought Brendan Bugler was going to follow him, but he's gone in centre back now on Cian McCarthy with Pat Donnellan in the middle of the field.
So they're mixing and matching Clare the whole time, adapting to each challenge, each new situation that Cork present. And from that puck out, it's Clare who have to go back into their own half-back line, in particular Tony Kelly, to get on the ball here, surrounded by Cork players. And now Cork are squeezing the space on Clare, such as Clare were doing earlier on here. Cian Dillon tries to get it out, Moylan tries to get possession, in there is Luke O'Farrell as well, and emerging with it once again is Conor Ryan, a star of this match so far, giving everything. It's only his third championship match, when he made his debut against Galway in the quarter-final. Out as far as Podge Collins, change of direction, and then goes forward, impishly carrying it this way and that, like an egg and spoon race, finally hitting it beautifully onto the netting and over the bar. How about that? Now that's the beautiful game.
That's an incredible score. Podge Collins, they look covered by two men, turned back inside and off to Hurling. That's the goodest score you'll ever see in Croke Park. Fantastic ball, straight over the black spot.
And he's made it 16 points to 111. What's the Cork response now? Early stages in the second half, 9 minutes in. Bugler tries to get it away here. Cian McCarthy loses it, and Colin Galvin comes in, strong as ever. A kind of Charles Fitzpatrick type player in the middle of the field there for Clare, excelling, dominating, able to link up defence with attack. Wonderful player.
He has a great engine, Gerard, fantastic. For such a young player, you know, his power and his strength is unbelievable. His use of the ball, top class, he'll be able to take a score, and really he's been fantastic all year. And great response by Clare. You know, Cork are hanging in there, as Cork do, they're not going away, and you know, we're going to have a very exciting last 25 minutes or so.
So once again, it's Colin Ryan, 7 points so far. This from where they throw in the ball at the start of the halves, and this one has drifted away. The one that didn't quite work out for him. So a 2-point game still, as you were at half-time, but Cork greatly helped by the goal from Conor Lehan after 40 minutes, and that's probably what he was fearing and what he was hoping. This time it's broken down here, and the race for possession is won by Daniel Carney, and Carney knocks it over. Great play by the midfielder, a point in each half. Well, he's become a stronger, more durable player this year, and he's added a little bit of finishing power as well. Can be a real powerhouse performer in midfield. They need a big finish to this match from Daniel Carney. It's a 1-point game, 16 points to 112.
Yeah, great score, and probably the two midfielders of the year to me, Carney and Galvin. They're, you know, really both of them playing very well, and great battle between the two of them for the rest of the game.
Egan snuffed out the danger there. Joyce almost spooning it backwards there and playing Shane O'Neill into some difficulty. Here's Stephen McDonnell, cleared under pressure, back down beyond Pat O'Connor with a great first half. Bugler now here, strong, determined player, an all-star last year, gets away from the goal scorer Conor Lehan, links up there with Conor McGrath, and what a little flick that was by Conor O'Sullivan, I think, to just get it away out of danger. Tremendous corner back play here by the 24-year-old. Just look at this again as McGrath advanced, in went the stick, wonderful finesse. Colin Ryan into the path here of Podge Collins, again takes off past McDonnell, who caught him free in. Cork are going to be punished if Clare start to run at them and draw the fouls now during the second half, because in Colin Ryan they certainly have a free taker really in form.
Yeah, and interesting, Gerard, that Conor Sullivan was picking up Podge Collins in the first half, and Collins got a couple of scores, and Stephen McDonnell has picked him up since half time, and you know, Podge has scored 3 points from play. He's been fouled for another, you know, I haven't got the stats in front of me, but I'd say another 2 or 3 frees at least, and he's having a huge bearing on this game.
So McDonnell gets a yellow card. and Colin Ryan tries to get another point. That's the angle confronting him here. Will it come in? Not quite. Unlike Pythagoras, he hasn't quite got the angles right on this one. And it stays at 16 points to 112.
Yeah,
a 1 point game.
Sure, we saw this with Paul Ryan in the semi-final. He missed 3 frees and Anthony Nash scored a few. You know, you can't afford it at this level, and Colin Ryan normally so dependable, but that's 2 now he's missed.
Well, he'll be hoping that that doesn't create uncertainty in his mind as Brendan Bugler once again lobs it forward here towards Dara Conan. I haven't seen him really get on the ball often enough. Had a goal chance, got a point. Now he's in the thick of it. The big tall man. Oh, that's good vision inside. Beautiful ball in as far as Colin Ryan. Blocked well. Conor O'Sullivan's off for it second time. Great defending by the number 4 of Cork, Conor O'Sullivan. Could have been a goal chance there for Clare. Might come yet. Pat Donlan now. Donlan 30 metres out. Plays it beautifully outside towards McGrath. There's work to do here, and he takes a point. Beautiful score by Conor McGrath. That's good, mature play by Clare. Great vision as well. Donlan was setting up. He was the architect of this, but the finisher was Conor McGrath. 17 points to 112. What about this for a block?
Great block by Conor O'Sullivan, but really Derek Conan could have tapped it over. It was good vision inside, and you see Hook there as well, and that was Seamus Harnedy, but at the end a good score there by
in the end it was McGrath. A free to Clare, which is going to be for Brendan Bugler being fouled there. We're 50 minutes into this match now, 20 to go, so it's up to these players now to show what they can do, to demonstrate their skills on the biggest day of all in the hurling calendar. There's a title here for Clare or for Cork, and it's advantage Clare at this stage by just 2 points. That goal was a major score for Cork. It really has kept them in it in this second half.
It has, Jared. Clare half-back line dominating the game, and you know, surprising that Cork haven't any options to bring anyone in there that can win some ball.
This time it's lobbed in dangerously. Down went McGrath. Waiting for it here is Christopher Joyce, and under pressure he gets it away, but it'll be a line ball to Clare. Incessant pressure now on the Cork backs being exerted. Tony Kelly's ready to take this. There's got to be another change, and the next man in will be number 23, Cathal Naughton, and the player going off is Stephen Moylan, who didn't really get an opportunity to shine in this. But the Cork selectors ready to make changes, not standing on ceremony. Well, in fact, it's
Keane McCarthy got hurt, I think. Yeah, he was down injured there a few minutes ago.
So this is John Conlon making a better angle for himself, and a really good score by Conlon. When he's in form, he's worth seeing. His season blighted with injury. A player who only lasted 19 minutes against Cork in the Munster Championship. He's lasting this one, and it's 18 points to 112. So just to clear that up, it's Cathal Naughton who has replaced Cian McCarthy. And Stephen Moylan up there at quarter forward, but he hasn't really got a chance to get into the action. The service has been non-existent, really. They just can't get through that half-back line. It's impenetrable, and hurleys go flying, and the referee saw a chop there, and it's going to be a free to Clare. Yeah. They are dominating this match.
They are, Jared. They've taken over again. You know, Cork got the goal, and you think they were going to come back into it, but Clare just took over again, and they're playing fantastic hurling in the second half. You know, if you look at the forward line, John Conlon and Tony Kelly scored 2 points and 3 points respectively. The full forward line have scored 6 points from play, and all the Cork have got is a point from Seamus Harnedy, a goal from Conor Lahan, and 1 point from play from Patrick Horgan. You know, that's a goal and 2 points in 50 minutes in an All-Ireland final, and that's not going to be good enough. They really have to pick up the pace up front.
Well, they're ahead by 3, Clare. He's missed the last 2 frees. This is another very ambitious one. It's a huge distance out, but he lobs it beautifully and carefully over that crossbar. And he's back on song again. 8 points for Colin Ryan. It's a massive contribution. He was calm, and this time he showed his consistency and his care. 19 points to 112.
Yeah, and great character, Ger, after missing the previous 2, and that's a long range one, a very important score again.
This is beautifully caught by Seamus Harnedy. First one I think he's caught, and he puts it over the bar. Great plucky play here by Seamus Harnedy, the 22-year-old getting his 2nd point. Well, his mother Cathy was an All-Ireland winning camogie captain 30 years ago here at Croke Park. And here he caught this one brilliantly, took off, had only a point on his mind and made it.
Fantastic score, Ger, and he did that against Kilkenny in the first 20 minutes on Kieran Joyce, who had a fantastic year for Kilkenny. But Harnedy is good in the air, and good to see someone competing in that half order. That's the first clean catch I think they've got there.
We're into the last quarter of this match. That's batted back out here, but collected once again. And this time Colin Ryan looks, waits, and sees the white flag. He's got a 9th. He's capable of amassing huge tallies. I remember one night down in Cork, Hurling, when they made in the league in March. I think he got 12 that night. He's capable of a fantastic score in this final.
He is, Ger. That's all 6 forwards now have scored from play. The half forward line scored 6 points from play, and the full forward line scored 6 points from play. As I say, against 1-3 on the other end, so they've scored double the amount that Cork have so far from play.
By comparison, Cork have only had 3 forwards who've scored from play in this match. And that tells its own story. But then the dominance, the matchups that Ger Loughnane was talking about at one stage during half-time, they've all been terribly, terribly important. And so far, Davy Fitzgerald has got it absolutely right. Cork still have a chance. They still have time. But they've got to get motoring. Patrick Horgan now, 8 points from frees so far. 4 points the margin. And he's put this one to the right. And it's just not working out for Cork.
Well, they're living off scraps, Jerome. When you are living off scraps, you have to take every chance, and that's a big miss now from Pat Horgan. It would have brought it back to 3, and 4 points gives Clare a bit of a cushion.
Well, what can he do? One of the great heroes of Cork sport, Jimmy Barry Murphy. He's done really, really well to get his team to this All-Ireland final. Now can they win it? Clare come again. They look like they hold the aces. They've got 4 points of an advantage. Conor McGrath darting forward, stopped by Conor O'Sullivan, who's been under enormous pressure down on this side. This time he reached out, caught his man. He's going to get a yellow card for that, I think.
Yeah, but it's very obvious part of the tactics of Clare. When they get possession, unless the shot is on, they take on their man every time, and they're fantastic at it. They're changing direction and they head for the goals, and it's caused an awful lot of frees here. You can see Colin Ryan, he scored 8, he's missed a couple, so they are forcing the fouls from the Cork defenders. It
tells its own story, Michael, as well, that everybody in the Cork full back line, MacDonald, O'Neill and O'Sullivan, all on yellow cards. And of course they could have lost Shane O'Neill in the first half, but he got a yellow card and got lucky. Colin Ryan hitting this, splits the posts, it's 10 points for him. He's having a magnificent day out, as are Clare at Croke Park. And the young fans, and the not so young, he sees himself up there, hoping that this will be the day he'll remember when Clare won their 4th ever title. Anthony Nash pucking it out. What's the Cork response? Cathal Naughton, something of a forgotten man in Cork hurling, sparingly used. Back to William Egan, lobbing it in here towards Moylan, trying to break it down. It comes down towards Luke O'Farrell, and he is fairly well flattened. Free in from 20 metres out, and they'll bring up the goalkeeper. They need a goal chance. They need to have their chances here rescued by a goal from Nash. As he was running down that time, as sometimes happen with goalkeepers nowadays, he was, shall we say, impeded. But he's got to make it.
He'll make it down in one piece. Again, crucial. Jerry, just in the first half one, you see John Conlon now having a word with him, and Conor Lehane drew out the boot there as well.
This is the latest fashion, of course, as goalkeepers come down, and it gets as tense as this.
I'm actually surprised there's not more of it, including in the football.
There is a certain amount of it.
There is a certain amount, but this is getting a little bit messy now.
Yeah, far too tense. They're getting far too excitable. And Brian Gavin looks like the calmest man around. Second All-Ireland final for him, of course. He was here 2 years ago, the 2011 final. Got a belt in the nose that day. Now, Anthony Nash about to take this. And I wonder will the referee be looking at the goalkeeper's positioning?
Yeah, I was going to say that, Jared. Patrick Kelly came out an awful long way in the first one, and Anthony Nash threw it in really to the 14-yard line, which he's entitled to do.
This time the referee's going in.
Have a word, John.
And it's worth looking as well that the D isn't encroached. So Nash, 57 minutes into the game, Cork need a goal. He's got it! Second ever championship goal for Anthony Nash. And now it's a 2-point game. 2-13 for Cork. Clare still leading with their 21 points.
That's what you call a rocket, absolutely buried it. The first one he threw it away a little bit too hard, but look at that into the roof of the net. A fantastic score. There's still a bit of stuff going on off the ball here now.
There certainly is doing their impression of puck goats, but the referee has flashed a yellow card to Cathal Nocton. Well, the King Puck Festival is over for 1 year, and he's probably just happy to be in there. And
an amazing game, Gerald. An amazing game. Cork have just clung on and clung on and clung on, and they're back to 2 points again. And Clare, seem to be doing all the hurling, and Cork are still in this game.
Missed by Brian Murphy, recovered by Daniel Carney, slipped back as far as Conor O'Sullivan. Caught this time by Galvin, but manages. Well, I thought he was caught by the hand that time, but the linesman on the far side anyway signals that it's going to be a line ball. So Clare's possession, chance to put further pressure now on that somewhat beleaguered Cork defence. That was some strike. Goes short again. This time anticipated by Cork, but then Podge Collins is able to get away. He's elusive, well hooked by Stephen McDonald, playing well, and the referee blows his whistle and gives a free out to Cork at the end of all of that. 12 minutes are remaining in the 2013 final. It's a 2-point game. Clare ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised with Anthony Nash. He could get the distance. I know it's an awful long way out from his own 45, but he has a massive strike of the ball.
He got 2 points against Clare from distance in the Munster semi-final. This is going to drop short. 2 against 2 in there, broken down, and in comes Hornady, and Hornady goes down, and it's a penalty. Knew exactly what he had to do, caught it, that loose ball, drove at the defenders, and now the referee is calling across one of the backs. It's got to be Cian Dillon. And Dillon is the one who gets the yellow card for this, even though it looked like it was McDonald from the replay who caught him, but that's the man who got the card. So the goalkeeper's up again, Anthony Nash. He's already the top scoring goalkeeper in an All-Ireland hurling final. Prior to that, in living memory, the only man who had done it was Brendan Cummins 2 years ago against Kilkenny. So while Davy Fitzgerald and Lou Mulqueen mull over this, Anthony Nash gets about his business, looking for a second goal, and it's stopped. And they've saved it. And Paul Kelly has done brilliantly well and gets the congratulations of Pat O'Connor and the rest of the backs. And Clare remain in front by 2 points with just over 10 minutes to go. He came out, got the stick to it, was a little uncertain as to where it was going to go to after that. Well, in fact, it was on the line. It was saved on the line. Not sure Kelly actually got the first touch at all, but it was stopped there. I think it might be Donald O'Donovan. Missed by Cork, rescued by Clare.
Great save on the line, up and hit the crossbar, and all of a sudden this game has really sparked into life. That is an absolutely brilliant save.
It's anybody's match. Colin McGrath now feeling they should be out of sight at this stage, but you rarely see that in an All-Ireland hurling final. Dara Conan challenging, William Egan put under pressure, back goes Podge Collins to try and get it, hand in the back, down he went, free in, chance to stretch the lead to 3 points in a thrilling second half here at Croke Park. And once again it will be Colin Ryan who will take it, and Clare are just about to make their first substitution. We'll be seeing that in a moment. And they will be bringing on Cathal McInerney. There he is, number 23. Before all of that, Colin Ryan's ready to put this over the bar. An easy enough one for him. No difficulty. 11 points. His wonderful tally in this final. And so it's now 22 points to 213, or 22 points to 90. So on comes Cathal McInerney. And off goes Dara Conan. Scored a point early on, got a goal chance which was well stopped by Anthony Nash. Apart from that, he will be a little unhappy, but his side are still leading. That's a brilliant piece of catching there by Conor Ryan. He's had a superb match. Can he finish it off with a point here? What about that wonderful score? Oh, it's his first ever in the championship. Well, he has developed brilliantly, and the UL student, only given his debut at the quarter-final stage. Look at that for fetching. Caught it superbly and then drove it from 45 metres out, maybe even more.
Yeah, that's an incredible score, definitely the best score of the match, and he's had a fantastic game. at centre back, wing back, wherever he's been needed. He's been brilliant.
We've seen some wonderful points. Colm Galvin here now, very near the sideline, denied space, once again picked up here by Conor Lehan. They need a score from Lehan. Can he supply it? He can. A goal and a point now for Conor Lehan, both of them coming in the second half, and Cork keep on chipping away. They're 3 points behind, there are 8 minutes remaining, and this was Lehan's second score of the day.
Yeah, he's very dangerous in possession, but the problem has been getting possession, and you know, we've kept saying it, but there's still 20 points on the board. They're within 3 points, and it's anybody's game yet.
Pa Kelly, an important one to win here now, and it's Clare who win it, and it's Conor McGrath feeding it outside there to the new man, Cathal McInerney. He got 2 goals in a point against Wexford. This time he drops short, comes off the post. That was missed by Podge Collins. MacDonald got it away, out as far as Daniel Carney, and Cork got away with it. A Clare goal there, you would feel, coming at this stage would have finished the match, but instead it is Moylan. Stephen Moylan, his first chance, back in here, as far as Park Cronin. A goal! Park Cronin, only chance he's had so far in this game, and the teams are level with 64 minutes gone. It's an amazing second half. It looked like Clare, but Cork have a never-say-die approach. They got lucky there. Missed by Podge Collins. Should have been a goal at one end. He curses his luck, but what happened at the other end? Down went Cork, and Cronin scored.
Well, Jerry, really, when the ball hit the post, Podge Collins followed in brilliantly, but he missed the ball, it was cleared. And that's a brilliant finish by Park Cronin. He was so cool. He used all his experience, looked for the space, took his few steps, and then buried it up in the roof of the net. A brilliant goal by Park Cronin. And amazingly, a draw match now with 6 minutes to go.
Fergal Lynch has come on for Clare in place of John Conlon. And other changes they want to make down on the sideline, but the referee says play away. They level. Beautiful ball back here, taken up by Tony Kelly. An amazing match at Croke Park once again. It was thrilling last Sunday in the football, thrilling here as well in the hurling decider, and it's got to be a free in and another chance for Colin Ryan to write his name all over this particular final. Davy Fitzgerald trying to remain calm. I'm sure that's very difficult right now with only 5.5 minutes really to go. Colin Ryan to get point number 12 maybe.
Yeah, and Tom Kenny in as well, I see. But you know, Clare 23 points and Cork just chipping away, and 3 goals. They've had a 21-yard free save, the penalty saved as well.
Colin Ryan looking for his 12th. He's got it. It's Clare once again, ahead by a point in an amazing match, and now 5 minutes to go. And this was Moylan. His dad was a star in the past for Cork. Park Cronin, the captain, is a star here, and he gave Cork renewed hope and life. It went past everybody, through the fingers of Bogler. Now Cork come back, and it's Conor Lehan. Big one in here towards Moylan again. Now he's winning possession. Now he's showing what he can do. Helped out here by Cathal Naughton, but the referee had blown his whistle. Naughton had hit it into the side netting anyway. It's going to be a free in, and it's a chance to tie up the match. We've got 4 minutes to go, and a little over maybe because of the injury time.
Yeah, and Joe, you have to say Cork are thinking goals now all the time. You know, they're getting great confidence in there. They've caused an awful lot of trouble inside there when they've got possession. Scored the 3 goals. They say could have maybe had another couple, and they should level it up again now.
He's got 8 so far, and Patrick Horgan, the Glen Rovers star, makes absolutely sure of it. 9 points, level for the third time. 1 on to replay. We said it last year, it happened. 4 minutes to go now, and Cork making another change, and Cork's number 20 is Stephen White, and he's come on for Daniel Carney. That's their 5th and final sub, so they've tried their full hand. Clare have put on 2 of their possible subs. I think they've now got a 3rd one on as well. This is Conor McGrath looking up, sensing a winning point maybe,